tires a lot of times. Unfortunately, some combustible materials, oils, all those things that can certainly lead to why we see such a heavy presence of black smoke and that white smoke as well. Again, if you're just joining us, this is happening off Interstate 20, not too far from Conyers. The perspective you're seeing on the left side of your screen is from Conyers, and on the right side, all that traffic flowing there off of Interstate 20. Still waiting to get word from law enforcement, from firefighters there, what's happening. Firefighters are on scene there. We understand it is an auto body shop that is has some burning activity right there. Unclear if it may be this entire auto body shop, but it kind of looks like it might be with just how large that plume is.
And Tracy, as you talk about firefighters and first responders arriving there, you think with these temperatures, what the situation is going to be like for some of those first responders in this heat. I know Jennifer's standing by. What was the temperature today, Jennifer? 95 in Atlanta.
But very heavy rain is approaching, so that will help with that fire. Yeah. It's just not there quite yet.
Yeah, it certainly would help with those firefighters. And what they're trying to do is you see this huge cloud of smoke there happening south of downtown Conyers, right off I-20. Tracy, as you were saying, this is some kind of auto body shop that has experienced some kind of fire. That information coming from the Rockdale County CEO just moments ago.
Yeah, we'll continue, of course, to look at this. Unclear if we do have a crew headed to that area. I'm sure we do right now, if they can get a little bit closer to it so we can give you a better perspective. And no doubt, if you have someone traveling on Interstate 20 just east of Atlanta, they may be calling you and saying, hey, there's a big fire going on. And, you know, depending on your perspective, you may think it's on the roadway there. We can tell you it is safely off the roadway. But more or less from the perspective of Conyers there, you could see it burning to that area. It looks to be north of Interstate 20, I believe, just off the interstate and not too far from the Conyers area. Again, the information that we've learned so far, fire crews are on the scene there. First responders are in that area as we started to see this thick, heavy black smoke and some white smoke as well. An auto body shop, that's what we've been told, a fire in that vicinity there. And with that wafting fire, it looks as though, you know, Blair, not a lot of wind is blowing, so you almost see this thick smoke kind of heading closer to the ground there. So hopefully it doesn't cause too many visibility issues for a lot of people driving in that area. But as you look at it, it kind of looks like it's wafting closer to the ground there. But again, first responders on scene. It's unclear if they've kind of got a handle on this, seeing a lot more white smoke. So hopefully that is the case. In the past, when we've looked at instances like this and something on fire, that thick black smoke indicates that fire is still burning very rapidly.
Yeah, the Rockdale County Chair and CEO, Janice Van Ness, was sharing some information about this, and we learned from her that this auto body shop fire it's on Irish Drive, and that firefighters have been on that scene in the last few minutes trying to get this fire, trying to get the upper hand. But as you can see from the smoke, it is a significant fire. But Tracy, for some perspective on this, we talk about Conyers, and so many people talk about the biolab fire that happened back in September of last year. This fire is taking place just about 2 miles from the side of the biolab fire in Conyers that happened. So this is significant for that area. And you know how concerned people have been after those biolab fires, because there have been numerous before, and certainly people get concerned when they see this kind of smoke coming from a situation like this. But again, to recap, this happening in south of downtown Conyers. Off to the left-hand side of your screen is I-20, and you can see this is impacting traffic there as well. So here, as we approach the 6 o'clock hour, we know that a lot of people are going to be driving by this, seeing this, concerned by what they're seeing, but not just driving by it, it is off in the distance, and so it is a significant view of what we're seeing there right now. We have Atlanta News First reporter Nehemiah Watson headed there right now to give us a better perspective of what we're seeing there. But again, this is an auto body shop that's on fire. This happening on Irish Drive, which is off I-20 in Conyers, and we have continuing coverage of this because of its significance. And as we shift over to our different camera there, we can show you the plume of smoke, and that's the downtown area we were talking about as the smoke is pouring from that auto body shop fire. As our coverage continues here, I want to bring in my co-anchor Carly Barnett, who is joining me now as we get ready for the 6 o'clock newscast. And Carly, I know, Bet, you were just coming from the newsroom. We're making bunches of calls to figure out what exactly has unfolded here.
That's right. As soon as we saw smoke on these cameras, of course, the entire Atlanta News First newsroom jumping into action. As you alluded to, Blair, this is quite the sight for the residents of Rockdale County, for all of us who have covered the the biolab fire that took place almost exactly a year ago in September of last year. So we know this is probably triggering to the communities there who for weeks, even months after, were continuing to deal with the fallout from this. This is not the case, though. We have learned, as you said, this is some sort of auto body shop on Irish Drive. We are still working to learn more about what may have caused that fire, the extent of that fire, and the response to that going on right now. So we have crews that are headed to this, and we are continuing to monitor what we are seeing. It appears the smoke may be dissipating just a little bit, but still really thick black clouds billowing into the sky, and still waiting for a lot of answers from both city and fire officials about what exactly took place here and when they expect to get something like this under control.
As you talk about making calls back in the newsroom, I know we've been hearing from Rockdale County government officials about this, and we've been checking with them to see what kind of context they can add to this as our live coverage continues here. They're asking people to avoid the area, which is certainly difficult with what you have on the left-hand side of your screen, people passing by on I-20. We know that Rockdale fire crews are on that scene at this auto body shop. This is at Iris Drive where they're responding to that fire, and you can see the significant smoke we're talking about. The sheriff's office, we understand, has blocked off portions of this directly in front of Irish Drive because they obviously want to be able to handle this situation. And I know we were talking to our chief meteorologist, Jennifer Valdez, here just a few minutes ago, with this heat that people have been experiencing the last few days, and 95 degrees here in Atlanta. Firefighters on that scene right now. It doesn't take much for these firefighters to get overwhelmed in a situation like this, an intense fire out there like this. And we were talking about, if there was maybe possibly some rain on the way that could help. She's saying there is, but firefighters need that rain right now as they're on this scene, a significant fire, significant smoke coming from this. If you're just joining us for our live coverage, this is taking place just south of downtown Conyers, an auto body shop on fire. This is right off I-20, happening on Irish Drive. And we have Atlanta News First reporter Niamani Watson headed there right now to give us a better perspective. We don't know if anybody's been hurt in this. We don't know how significant it is on the ground. We're seeing these live pictures with you and seeing how significant the smoke is.
Now, I did just check on social media here. Rockdale County tweeting out a more specific location, 1636 Iris Drive. We are told Iris Drive has been shut down at this hour. Now, when I look that up here on maps, it's telling me that this is a Conyers Mitsubishi. It also looks like there are a number of other car dealerships in this area. So it's unclear until we can get boots on the ground, until we get our reporter out there where exactly this is. But when I look it up on a map, that is the closest location to the address provided by Rockdale County. We are still waiting for a lot of answers here, but we are making calls trying to get, again, as you said, what happened here, how this fire started, and what that response is looking like. We are still starting to get a few more details from Rockdale County, from the sheriff's office and other emergency crews that are there working this.
We first got word of this about maybe 10 minutes ago, maybe 8 minutes ago, when our producer said there's significant smoke coming from Rockdale County, and then showing you these live pictures. It looks like the smoke, it may not be as thick as it was here just 10 minutes ago, but seeing the black smoke tells you there's a significant fire still unfolding that those first responders are dealing with. They do not have the upper hand yet, and as soon as we can get a little closer, get a better perspective, we're gonna be sharing that with you. But the latest information we're getting is from Rockdale County officials who are saying avoid this area, and you can see why with that smoke.
And our first alert chief meteorologist, Jennifer Valdez, was saying that rain could be moving into this area, and that, of course, Jennifer, could really help these firefighters out.
Yeah, and I want that rain to go faster. It is moving very, very slowly. It is very, very heavy. It will certainly make a big difference in helping put that fire out, but it's just not into Rockdale County right now. It is a first alert weather day, widespread heavy rain, gusty winds, lots of lightning, but I want to zoom on in because this is the city of Conyers. This is where we have the fire right now in Rockdale County. It is not raining right now in Conyers and Rockdale County, but look just north and west of Rockdale County, very heavy blinding rain with strong gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour, lots of lightning as well. This is eventually making its way into Conyers. It's just moving very, very slowly. So it's still going to take another 15 to 20 minutes or so before this rain makes its way into Conyers, but certainly a welcome relief for those first responders responders and firefighters that are battling that blaze right now. That's not the only spot seeing some very heavy rain. North of DeKalb County into Gwinnett County, some heavy downpours. Fulton County, some very heavy rain. Taking you into Douglas County, this storm capable of producing 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts as it continues to move east along I-20 into the city of Douglasville, and then through the northern suburbs as well as we take you into Forsyth County, Cherokee County, into Dawson-Lumpkin County. Very heavy rain with strong gusty winds. These are very slow moving, so they are creating some ponding on the roadways. So please be careful if you are heading out over the next couple of hours. This will continue to drift to the south and east. So by 9 o'clock, still seeing some rain, mainly south and east of I-85. But by 11 o'clock tonight, the rain will be over and done with. Tomorrow and Saturday, another first alert weather day. More heavy rain in tomorrow's forecast. More on the timing and impacts and possible severe storms in tomorrow's forecast coming up.
Well, the other big story, of course, today, kids are heading back to school this week and next week. And of course, safety is going to be on the minds of parents and teachers.
It was certainly on the minds of lawmakers over the past year, especially after that deadly shooting at Appalachia High School in Barrow County. As
political reporter Doug Reardon explains, lawmakers took some big steps this year to pass new school safety measures.